You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
The Las Vegas Aces continue to dominate. They are 2-0 on the year, beating the Sparks 89-82. But shout out to the Sparks, man. I really like the addition of Wnba. She was with this team last year after getting traded from the Aces, but she has definitely found her stride. Playing against her old team, man, she had 29 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Kia Nurse might be the best addition through free agency, man. She is living up to the billing. 13 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Heck of a pickup. Cameron Brink had like 4 or 5 blocks in this game, man. 3 points, 8 rebounds. But she's doing it on the defensive end, and we knew that her defense could potentially be a little ahead of her offense, man. But with that length, being 6'4", taking contact, it's not easy down there banging with the likes of Asia Wilson and Kia Stokes, man. But Cameron Brink definitely held her own, man. Shout out to her. And then almost a perfect shooting night. We got to talk more about what Rickea Jackson is doing. 22 minutes of play. She only missed 1 shot. She had 13 points off the bench. Hit 2 big 3-pointers. Love her ability to stretch the floor at that size. Get her shot off. And, I mean, as soon as she cranks up the defense a little bit, I could see her potentially getting in this starting lineup, man. But we got to talk about more about Rickea Jackson and what she's doing. She's going to be a special talent. Her athletic ability, being able to get up and down the floor, score it from all 3 levels. That defense kicks into another gear, man. She's going to be dangerous. Lexi Brown was on this team last year. 16 points for her at the guard spot. 2 assists, 2 rebounds. And, I mean, I think they lost this game, but I think the Sparks could be potentially dangerous, man. They are a fun team to watch. We mentioned the Aces picked up the dub. Asia Wilson with another double-double, 22 points, 1 assist, 10 rebounds. Jackie Young just a force on that wing, man. 22 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. Taking over as the lead playmaker. They're missing Chelsea Gray, their starting point guard, and they have really not skipped a beat. Honestly, man. Alicia Clark letting that thing fly, 13 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Kelsey Plum, 17 points, 5 assists, 1 rebound for her. And how about Kate Martin coming in, man? Big game for her off the bench. It's not going to all show up in the box score, but she came up with a big block, some 50-50 balls, some steals. She had 3 points, 3 assists, 5 big rebounds for this group in 26 minutes of action off the bench. She was getting fourth quarter minutes. Like, she is definitely strongly, firmly cracked a spot in this rotation. She went from, we weren't even sure she was going to hear her name being called in the WNBA draft to her getting minutes on the 2-time defending champions. She is the perfect role player for this group.
It was definitely cool just seeing her hard work pay off. I mean, she spends a lot of time in the gym, comes in on off days, and I mean, she just brought a lot of energy today. She's an energy player. She comes in, does the right things, makes the hustle plays, and so props to her. You know, I feel like she really changed the game when she came in.
Speaking of rookies making an impact, you know what I'm saying? Asia Wilson had some really kind words for Cameron Brink after battling it out on the block with her for 4 quarters.
Bright future. She has a really, really bright future. I'm glad that the Sparks drafted her because I feel like that's a great franchise for her to really grow in not just, I don't think Kurt's going to put her in a box. So I feel like that franchise is really going to grow around her and let her spread her wings and be the Cam that we all see. So I'm excited just to see her grow and just continue to just build and understand and get a feel for the league because, like I said, this is a different ball game for all of us, not especially for rookies, but for all of us. Like, we're all bringing something new to every single season. So once she gets adjusted to the league and how she can really maneuver and play her way, I think she has a good future.
Now, we know the Aces, all the players are getting 100 racks in this new sponsorship deal, man, but they find themselves under investigation once again. This is what we know.
Did not speak to the WNBA. Didn't see any particular reason that we needed to. Obviously, athletes get sponsored all the time, and it's just a sponsorship deal. We didn't see the need to talk to the WNBA about that. We wanted to move on this quickly. We thought originally that we would make the announcement at today's game that was televised, but felt like it was a better opportunity to have a conversation with the players after practice yesterday.
Now the WNBA is opening an investigation into the Aces just one day after the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority announced it was sponsoring the team's 12 roster players, a league source confirmed to the Review Journal on Saturday. This is an article I found. News of the probe broke literally during the fourth quarter of the Aces' 89-82 home win over the Los Angeles Sparks. Steve Hill, who we heard from, the LVCVA president and CEO, was at Michelob Ultra Arena for the game. We know that they talked about the announcement potentially being then, since it was a nationally broadcasted game. He was informed of the investigation during the game as well, and he said that he hadn't been contacted by the league yet. Now, the issue, because players get sponsorships all the time, the issue could be the fine print of the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement. It prohibits teams and team affiliates from entering into an understanding in which a sponsor, business partner, or third party pays or agrees to pay compensation for basketball services, even if such compensation is designated as being for non-basketball services, to a player under contract to the team. That seems to fall within the WNBA's guidelines. The CBA says an example of a prohibited agreement would include compensation from a sponsor or third party that is substantially in excess of the fair market value of any services to be rendered by the player. Now, the LVCVA has entered previous sponsorship agreements that include a roster of over 100 social media influencers, former players, leagues, and events. Board members agreed to spend $1.2 million to sponsor the next two editions of the NBA Summer League on Tuesday, and also approved spending $5 million to sponsor WrestleMania 41 at Allegiant Stadium in 2025. The money that the LVCVA is giving to the Aces players comes from the organization's revenue from room taxes imposed on motel and hotel rooms, and from space rentals for booths at conventions and trade shows at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We know, guys, this isn't the first time the Aces have been scrutinized by the WNBA for financial reasons. The league investigated the team for allegedly circumventing the salary cap by making under-the-table payments to players in February of 2023. A simultaneous probe examined the team's handling of former player Dearica Hamby, who we just talked about, that put almost a 30 ball on them, who was traded to the Sparks while she was pregnant. Now, that was ugly, man. You know, Hamby was talking about how they basically forced her out, isolated her, froze her out, wasn't allowing her to be, use any of the facilities really like that. Like, she just didn't feel welcome and felt like she was being punished. And, Coach Becky Hammond got suspended some games over it. So, the Aces may be in a little bit of hot water. But we're seeing NIL deals and all these deals being thrown out, man. And it's like, man, let the players get paid. Let everybody get this opportunity, this sponsorship, because they could use it. We know the WNBA players, especially the ones that are not, getting huge endorsement deals or in these commercials and doing all this other stuff. Those ones could really use this bread, man. And I get it could be a domino effect. Are we opening Pandora's box at this point? I don't know, man. But I think that all the cities around that have WNBA teams need to take notes. Just what the ownership of the Aces is doing. They are invested. They've got new facilities, state-of-the-art facilities, resources. They got everything they need to bring in championships, and they have rewarded the city, man, for investing in them. More teams need to take note, in my opinion. But some people are saying the Aces are in shady business right now. So what kind of potential punishments could we be facing, if any punishments at all? It'll be something to take a look at and to keep just an eye on to see how this follows them throughout the rest of the season. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, man. We got big news. Rookies playing really great basketball right now. The Aces are under investigation again, but they still the champs, so they ain't the champs no more, y'all. Y'all holler at your boy. Let me know how y'all feel about everything in the comments, everything we need to know. That's a wrap for us. Hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Until next time, I'm Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV, and we out.